What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Monday evening on the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome in, everybody. We officially have training camp almost a week under our belt here.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk a little bit about it. As Eric, I think you reminded me last week that with this Thursday's Hall of Fame game,
Yep.
we are now going to be not without football until February.
Yeah.
February every single week from now until February.
That's fantastic. I mean, like, it's here. And yeah, I was gonna say, when I texted you, I was pretty sure my wife was cooking something with onions, because I mean that's the only explanation why my tear button started acting up.
Yeah, clearly. Listen, this is great. There's certainly been a lot said about the last couple of days. Obviously, it's the first week, so not a whole lot can be really, taken from everything. But still, you want your players to look good. You want injuries to be small and not threatening. And, you just want, as the team is essentially trying to figure itself out, trying to figure out the plays and what works, what doesn't, and it's a constantly changing thing. So it's fun to kind of see, from the people and hear from the people that are down there watching it every day. Obviously, it makes me, yearn for the days of old when we'd be able to go and, to as many practices and for as long as we wanted to.
As long as our heart desired. Yeah.
Believe me, with this day and age, it's funny. With this day and age of like social media and, all of that, and having the ability for anybody to just go down there. I mean, listen, if I didn't have like a job or anything, I'd be down there all day, every day, reporting live, like filming on my phone.
Oh yeah, look, my dad and I we would take vacation time and we would go to Lehigh for Eagles training camp.
Yeah. In fact, one of the last ones at Lehigh, I was with you guys for one of the days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You definitely came with it. Gosh, that was right after Andy's son had passed away.
Yeah. It was right after. So yeah, listen, like I said, not a whole lot, going on. You can't really glean too much from everything or put too much weight for it, but you want Hurts to look good. And so far it looks like he has. And your defense is generally going to look a little bit better than the offense in these early days. Defense's job is just to,
To
fire
break
away.
up whatever the offense is
Yeah,
doing,
fire
yeah.
away, and the offense has to be very specific and intricate, and it's more about, getting it down rather than,
Right.
successful play, whereas defense, you're breaking it up, you're breaking it up, so, um, Marshawn Lynch, Jazz has oh, maybe this is, has Jalen dropped lessons learned yet? Um, yeah, listen, he seems to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Saquon seems to be sorry, my eye is very, very itchy right now. I don't know what's happening. Uh, Probably dying, but,
Probably.
um, yeah, I had a good run, but,
Yeah.
um, yeah, listen, yeah, he's looked good from everything that we're seeing. Devontae and AJ has looked really good. Paris Campbell
Mhm.
is it is been talked about. Um, and it's always curious as to you know, especially on the positions that we're a little bit unsure of who's going to be
Sure.
starting or whatnot. Um, yeah, it's always fun to kinda see, "Oh, well, this guy's running with the ones now," and blah, 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 so, like, I
Mhm.
would take a little bit of stock into some of that because, perfect example, Mekhi Becton today,
Yeah.
was the right guard. And I know they want to see him, and he's been playing a little left guard because earlier with Dickerson being out, but Dickerson's good, and now they want to see him at right, and obviously Steen and a few others are going to be getting their shots
I
here.
think they also wanna see Becton his versatility. They've seen him on the left side, now they wanna see him on the right side, and just how well can he adapt to moving around to different spots? Like, that's gonna be important for him to be able to make the team, is
Oh
can
yeah,
he be versatile?
oh absolutely, absolutely. Marshawn training camp is a learning opportunity. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, absolutely, and especially for a team again that's going through coordinator changes.
Sure.
Yeah, there seems to be a couple of new players at a couple of new positions. So, yeah, there's a lot of learning and trying to fit with each other, with the system, with certain plays, and that's the beauty of this training camp is that that's exactly what they're trying to do, and they're not trying to do too much. They're not trying to get way deep into the playbook. They're just trying to set up the base of the playbooks and of the plays and maybe, getting used to language and
Sure.
verbiage and
And
whatnot.
and
So,
doesn't it feel like a lot of that is probably what they're gonna do early on in the season, like in games? Like they're doing a lot of this training camp, especially early on, has been about setting up Jalen for success, getting him his best plays, getting him his best options, get him out there and get him comfortable. And I feel like that's gonna be a big part of their game plans early on this season is just go out there and run the plays that Jalen just enjoys running and just get him comfortable and get this offense into a rhythm.
yeah, no, absolutely, and I hope that, the with Kellen Moore and
Mhm.
Nick and Jalen, they, obviously we don't know specifically what meetings go on outside of what's out on the field on the practice, but you hope that they have,
Sure,
you
but
know,
it's always fun to speculate.
right, yeah, well, sure, but,
Yeah.
you hope they have some sort of regular meeting of like, "Hey, like, I really thought that this was working well," and
Yeah, I would
or,
assume they
know,
do.
"Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm not really sure if I really like this or,
Right.
whatever, and I you would hope that those things are happening, you know?
Right. And you would like to think, I realize this is Jalen's first year in this offense, but this is his fourth year with the Eagles.
Yeah,
He should have some clout and be able to say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. He should feel like he can be honest in how he's feeling. He shouldn't feel at all, oh, no, 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 I've got the whole offense down. If there are
right.
parts, if there are things he has questions on, I got to feel like he knows he can ask those questions.
Yeah, speak up, my brother, please. Yeah, you would assume that he does and has that ability and because again, I think they went away from that last year, and that was
Sure.
potentially some of the confusion of why some things worked and why some things didn't, so, But yeah, anyway, yeah, so it's really interesting to see kind of how they've been running the corners. They
Mhm,
gave Slay a little bit of a rest, so there were certainly times when Rogers or Ringo or Q. Now, obviously, Coupe de Jean
mhm.
dealing with a bit of an injury, so he's just kind of on the sidelines, kind of taking it all in. But yeah, it's also interesting to see when Slay is out there, who's CB2, and it seems like it's
Right.
been every one of them.
Well,
So yeah,
I'll give him all the opportunity, see who rises to the top.
yeah. And then speaking of corners, we certainly learned a lot about Bradbury. That
Hmm,
he was apparently the one that suggested to them that he be trained at safety. He
mhm.
said, listen, he came up and he was mad about it. He said, I didn't have the greatest seasons last year. I want to help this team as much as I can. So I thought with, the youth and the versatility that we already have at corner, yeah, why not train to kind of transition over to safety and see if I can be helpful there.
And
Um,
look, that's a mature adult response to the situation.
yeah. Oh,
And
100%.
knowing that he didn't have a good year last year, there's a lot of new faces, a lot of young faces that the Eagles invested a lot of money and a lot of draft capital in. And so he knows, hey, look, if I'm going to make it here on this team, I need to add more tools to my tool chest. I need to be able to be more versatile. I need to be able to do more things to help the team win.
Yeah, no, 1,000,000,000%. So, yeah, listen, it's just nice to have football back. It's
Mhm.
nice to kind of get these reports throughout the day of, this guy. Obviously, depending on who's saying it, you take it with a grain of salt.
Sure.
ESP. But yeah, listen, it's just fun to have football back. I know we were just talking about the Atlanta Falcons game. That's the first real home game
Right.
for us. So I know I was talking with our buddies, that are going to be down there.
I was going to say, they're going to come tailgate with us.
Oh, of course,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Listen, that goes every week, and
Absolutely.
anybody who's there who listens or is goes to games or whatever, please feel free to come stop on by and grab yourself a drink. M. Philly Sports
Yes.
Alliance flag will be flying high. I'm trying to get an EOP flag too. So maybe I got to talk to Big Al there.
Yeah, I
Um,
was going to say, we got to get an EOP flag going.
yeah. So, but yes, yeah, I'm kind of excited to, start going out of games, start, being a part
Yeah.
of, the whole thing, and seeing where this. I mean, we have a game, a preseason game, and what
A, a week from Thursday.
a week from Thursday, right? That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk. How is that possible?
I mean, and look, their home preseason game, which I was lucky enough to sell my preseason game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it actually sold. Like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's rare.
And but that is like that's only in a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, open practice is,
Yeah.
is it Thursday? This Thursday.
Yeah, the first, right?
Are you
Yeah.
are you going or no?
I didn't get tickets to go.
Do you want tickets?
I mean, you want to go? Are you going? I mean, I would assume you are.
I mean, right now I'm not, but I can. I
I
could.
mean, I got nothing else going on. I mean, as usual, I'd have to check with the wife, but
Sure, sure. Understandable, understandable. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But for any of you guys that are going to the open practice, which again, I still am very mm, about, like I hate the fact that now
I'm
we
kind
only
of
have,
bitter about it. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't like that. Daniel checking in. What up,
Mhm.
Daniel? Yeah, listen, I'm still
And
gonna be an old man.
as soon
I'm
as
gonna
they
be
moved it, I knew that oh, like they moved it to Philly and it was like, oh, we'll have some open practices. I'm like, yeah, how long before it's like one, maybe two, and they're charging to get in?
yeah.
Like right away, I knew that was going to be a thing.
Yeah, I know. And listen, I
Yeah,
get it. It's all going to Eagles autism, but
sure. I don't care about where it's
right,
going.
I don't care about that either, obviously. But like, then if that's the case, do more. Do one
Sure.
a week. Like, people will pay
Right.
that, and then
Yeah.
it's $10. Like, I'll gladly pay $10 and do that.
Uh,
But
and if you did it for like the 4 or 5 weeks, how many season tickets of open practices could they sell?
probably, yeah.
Right? Like,
And I don't know. Again, I find it,
and I still think season ticket holders ought to be able to get a pass that we should just be able to get in for free.
well, apparently those are the people that are getting called to go to the NovaCares, but I've never once received an email
Oh,
to
I
try
got
and
to
go
go.
to one of those.
I got to go to one of those a week before I got married in 2016. The old man, he calls me up. He's just like, so I got an invitation to Eagles practice. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, when is it? And he tells me, and it's like, oh yeah, you got to be there at like 7 in the morning. I'm like, well, guess I'm going there at 7 in the morning. Let's go.
All right. So I'm still I still check my email every day.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for the Eagles to contact me and tell me to come on down. Now, I've been lucky enough to go a couple
right.
years back on like Military Appreciation Day. Buddy of mine who's in the military had a couple extra tickets. So great event, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I just would love to go
Well, my
down.
tickets are still in my dad's name. He was a vet. Like, I should be getting the contacts, right?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you need to check your email. Well,
Oh, I check my email. I get my emails every day. I see them all the time. Get a
uh,
couple hundred of them a day.
Um, okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna put it up on the screen here, Michael, but
Okay.
I'm not really sure what context putting information on Lions left tackle Taylor Decker getting a new contract is, which happened earlier today.
I mean,
So
good for him. Yeah.
yeah, good for him. It's something. I mean, it's not like it's breaking news, nor does that affect anything that we're talking about. But all right.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a Detroit Lions fan, good on you. Good luck this season.
Hopefully we see you in the playoffs.
Oh, oh, did we lose Eric? Oh,
No,
what'd
I'm
you
here.
say? We lost you.
I said
I
hopefully we
lost you
see you in the
anyway.
playoffs.
Nope. Yeah,
Nothing?
Eric's dead. Eric, you're dead to me.
Hmm. What are you gonna
Oh,
do?
there you go. I think you're good. What did you say?
I said hopefully we see the
Nope,
Lions in
we
the
lost
playoffs.
him again.
Fucking A.
Oh yeah. Eric also not realizing that of course you curse. It's gonna be the one word that gets
Of
picked up.
course.
Oh god dang it. I love it. That's always the way.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, yeah, so it's fun to finally have this back. I don't even know if I'm going um to the whatchamacallit, to the preseason game either. I gotta talk to Larry. We split our tickets, so he usually when it's the two games, usually whatchamacallit, like he'll take one, I'll take one. Usually we
Mhm.
take our sons to the game. Um, but I'm sure he'll probably want to take his kid.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe I'll.
Well, I was gonna say you've got the other set of tickets. You could just take a row with those, right? Or did you sell those?
I sold those. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sold all of them. So anyway, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm certainly looking forward to again that first game is nice because one, it just kind of gets it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, all right, first 5 minutes, that's all that really matters, and then maybe, if you're a sicko, you'll watch the whole thing looking for specific people.
You know
Um,
me, I'm that sicko.
right, I mean, me too, but
Yeah.
believe me, it's very boring football. Um, but it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to
Yeah.
be exciting and whatnot, so
Well, like Thursday night, I always say, like, man, I'm always so excited and jacked up for the Hall of Fame game. Can't wait to watch it. And a
5
good
minutes
five
in,
minutes in, what am I doing with my life? I have fame. I have people who love me. Why am I doing this to myself?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's funny because the Hall of Fame game. Have the Eagles ever played in the Hall of Fame game?
Yes. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So what are we talking, like 20 years?
I think it was like 91, 92.
Okay, so a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. So case in point being that unless it would be the Eagles, I don't think I have more than 5 minutes in me of watching
Yeah.
two other preseason, first game preseasons. I love football and all that, but man, I don't have the patience to watch. Who is it even this year?
The Texans and the Bears.
I mean, all right, like Caleb Williams, cool. Like that'll be
But he's
fun to
not
see.
probably not even going to play.
You don't think he'll play at all? It's preseason. He's a rookie.
Nobody plays in the preseason anymore.
And I get it, but like, come on, dude, you're a rook. Like
I,
you're
I
not
I
a
understand. I think he should. I think the Bears should put him out there, at least for a series or two,
well,
which is
right,
about
even if
all
it's
I'm good for.
series. My God, yeah. I mean, listen, I get CJ Stroud not going in there. That's okay.
Right.
But like, oh man, if that's
I
the
don't
case,
remember if CJ Stroud played at all last year in the preseason. I mean, I feel like he must have.
yeah. My son is army crawling behind me as to not getting the shot, but I don't know what he's going for over here. Oh, he threw a ball over there. He's literally like,
Definitely your
I just
kid.
you're like,
Definitely your kid, bud.
that's pretty good army crawl, bud.
Love it.
Oh man. But anyway, yeah, listen, there's not a ton of stuff to talk about anyway. The first couple of days here in camp. Yeah, obviously the right guard position, as I mentioned earlier, is up for grabs and seems like they're gonna try and fit whoever they can in there. Kind of same thing with corner CB2.
Mhm.
A lot of people were assuming Isaiah Rodgers would get it. But they really are trying everybody. Ringo's getting a good look.
I like that they're not
People,
just giving it to anybody. You got to
oh,
earn it.
yeah, somebody's got to earn it exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm certainly excited to kind of see where that goes, and honestly,
Mhm.
where the room goes as a whole, because quite honestly, it's an exciting room. It's young, it's
Yeah.
talented, and we're probably going to be getting rid of somebody that's relatively pretty decent. So.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I will certainly be interested in just kind of see at the end of the preseason how that room looks. So, what about you? Is there a position that maybe you're excited to kind of see how it shakes out, or
Well, you kind of alluded to it a little while ago, that wide receiver 3. I want to see who steps up and takes that slot receiver role. I mean, Paris Campbell, he's a veteran. Look, I know second year with the team. Obviously, everybody first year coordinator for him, but we'll see how he does here, and if he can take that role. And other names like Britt Covey, see what he can do.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking forward to seeing, like, especially these young receivers, and they're going to get a lot of opportunities in training camp and in the preseason to see who wants that role.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Anais Smith, Johnny Wilson, two
Mhm.
rookies. Is it going to go to a vet? Is it going to go to a younger kind of player that's been on the team for a few years, but has really been a special teamer? There's certainly a lot of different ways to go about it. Anthony checks in. What up, Anthony? How are you, pal? Yeah. So anyway, so speaking of, if you are looking to get yourself over to an Eagles game, or even, one that might not be so close to home, you really do need to check out Philly Sports Trips.
If you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. If you want to travel with the pros, then go to phillysportstrips.com. Philly Sports Trips features premium travel and tailgating experiences for the best fans ever the Philadelphia sports fan. Philly Sports Trips has self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and even the Union. They even offer day trips for more local games. Go to phillysportstrips.com, sign up immediately, and tell them EOP sent you. Do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2024 season, including the Brazil trip week 1. Jump on it now before you lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com and don't miss the next great.
Yeah, I just found out actually that my neighbor, 3 houses down, he's going to Brazil.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. And I was
God
just
bless
like,
him.
wow. He's like, yeah. He's like, normally, like, it was just kind of gonna be like a normal kind of vacation. But like the more and more I thought about it, like a couple of my boys were interested, and it just kind of happened, man. And I was like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's going with Philly Sports Trips. I had told
Nice.
him about it a while ago, so he's heading down there with them. That'll be absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm super happy for him. Extremely jealous as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be a crazy time. First game ever in South America and Brazil, and yeah, it'll be nice. So, but yeah. Anyway, Eric. So all right. So you said wide receiver 3.
Mhm.
Paris Campbell has really looked the part so far.
Yeah.
From what I've been seeing, he's really kind of clicking with Jalen, and really seems to be working.
And that's important that because Jalen, so much about his game depends on how much does he trust a guy. He we saw during periods of time last year where he would hone in on it was Devontae or AJ Brown or it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so if he can develop that kind of rapport with Jalen and be included in that mix, and you would assume, Dallas Goedert, when he's healthy, I know that he missed a few games last year, but then with Goddard, Saquon, and now Paris Campbell can join that list of guys that Jalen trusts. That's gonna be huge for this offense.
Yeah. Just FYI, Matvey Michkov just threw out the first pitch. Pretty decent pitch, by the way. For anybody who doesn't know, the Flyers
Nice.
Russian rookie that has finally come over and will be playing for the Flyers. Got an opportunity to throw out the first pitch today for the Phils. And
that is low-key really huge. Like the Flyers are going to be fun to watch this year.
I hope, man. I hope. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, outside of wide receiver and corner, give me an off the wall position maybe that's you're thinking of.
Well, I know I mentioned it last week. I kind of want to see what's going to happen in that running back room after Saquon Barkley. I know we're not very high on Kenny Gainwell, but he's probably the next guy up for them. I know. It's very shocking.
And Kenny Gainwell, kick rocks.
I remember last year during the Dallas game, the home Dallas game, I had sold my tickets to that game, and I was watching that at home. And my uncle, who came with me to the Miami game, that's the reason why he was able to go, is because I had sold the Miami game to the guy who sits next to me. I sold the Dallas game to him, and he gave me his Miami tickets. And, he kept saying to me, he's like, man, Eric, he's as soon as Kenny Gainwell scored, he's like, oh, man, he's like, the people who sit behind us, man, they got to be going nuts because the one girl freaking hates Kenny Gainwell probably as much as you do. And I remember there was one play, he made a nice play, maybe one of his 2 other nice plays through the year. And as soon as he got the ball, why are you giving it to Gainwell? And then he picks up a first down or something. And I'm like, dude, relax. He got a first down.
Yeah, right.
That's all he's going to do. I'm just like, okay, but at least he did something good.
He and backup running backs in this town have never fared pretty well.
Wendell Smallwood. Whew.
Anthony, good news. CD Lamb wants a trade. Yeah, that was a few days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or
Him
no,
and Ayuk.
yeah.
Yeah.
But from what I actually understand, and I heard that Dallas is honing in on a 4-year, $136 million deal.
Wow.
Paying him, what's that? Beep, boop, bop, boop, 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 $34 million a year. So,
Good Lord.
yeah, that's a lot for a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Good.
The wide receiver market right now is out of control.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't see it settling down. I mean, Jamar Chase has still got to get locked up, although Cincinnati basically is like, yeah, we don't see it as being imminent. Like, I guess Bengals are going to bangle.
Yeah, they are going to bangle. That's for sure. But yeah, even if I hope that's how much they pay CeeDee Lamb, but because they're not going to be able to afford anybody else. Because Dak wants himself some money, so they're not going to be able to pay him. Parsons needs money; they're not going to be able to pay him. Like,
Dude, I hope there's a mass exodus from Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, hell, if I was anybody on Dallas, I'd get the hell out of town.
You know, Anthony just asked a question. I don't really want to
go that route, go down that path.
I mean,
put that out in the universe. Which way?
Yeah, I don't like saying any of that, but
I mean,
look,
listen,
I know last week we talked
can I
about
say,
the top 10 quarterbacks. You go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say this. You could say that about every team's quarterback.
Sure.
And it's going to be true for every team. The team is going to suck.
But look at the Jets last year. Aaron Rodgers goes down 4 plays in.
They were perennial
garbage.
Yeah, right. They were going to be a playoff team finally, and what happened? They sucked.
Yeah.
It happens. So you get hurt or you suck. Same thing. Your team's going to suck if you don't have above average quarterback play. So plain and simple. But yeah, I'm with you, Eric. I don't like.
And where do you think
put it out in the universe?
Jalen fits in that? Is he above average?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think even everybody bitching and moaning about last year, I still think last year he was an above average quarterback. I still think without him, they would have probably lost a lot of those 10 wins in the 10-1 stretch, because you remember every win was a grind.
Absolutely.
Every win was a grind, and I mean the Buffalo game was just a wonderful display, and again there were a couple of different games. The Miami game, I mean, again, I thought, did he play perfect? No. Did he play
the Kansas City game? I thought he played really well in the second half.
Again, he was playing to be considered in the MVP conversation. It didn't finish that.
Up until Thanksgiving, Jalen Hurts was in that conversation. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts should have a monster year and win MVP of the NFL with all these weapons. Well, yeah, listen, you're right.
I love it. So in the same guy comments, what if Jalen sucks and then should have a monster year?
Right. He's covering everything. I like it.
Look, and I think it's a good question to have, because look, where would you rank him right now?
I still think he's top 10 quarterback, so I don't care what ESPN does. He's the top 10 guy.
And I agree with you. I think he's top 10. But is he 5'6" or is he 9'10"? Because look, obviously Mahomes is one.
6'7".
Yeah.
Somewhere
obviously Mahomes, Allen,
Burrow.
Yeah, bro.
Those are going to be your 4. And then after that, I feel like you could go myriad of different ways.
Sure.
You could throw, you could go the Aaron Rodgers route of all right, well, he's a vet. He's been doing it. He's 2 MVPs, blah, blah, blah. You could go the Justin Herbert route of just all right, well, he's obviously got immense, he's got immense talent. You could go Matthew Stafford, again, a guy who's been in the league, has been above average his whole career.
Sure.
People want to anoint him as like a Hall of Famer, which I think is absolutely asinine.
It's Hall of Fame, not Hall of Good.
Yeah, and if he's a Hall of Famer, then the whole Hall gets ruined, in my opinion.
Yeah, if he's a Hall of Famer, then I feel like we have to go back and put like Donovan McNabb's got to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, it ruins it. I'm sorry. Yeah. If you're a Stafford fan, that's one thing.
Oh, I like Stafford. I like him.
He had one of the best wide receivers in the history of the game, an actual Hall of Famer, and they couldn't do crap in Detroit.
Well, I mean, that defense was hot garbage.
Right. So put some money into it.
Like, yeah, no, I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, so again,
I'm just saying, like, not all that should fall on Stafford. I don't think Stafford's a Hall of Famer.
Stafford had a decent line in St. Louis, had a couple of different weapons, had a halfway decent, run game, and rode a poor NFC to a Super Bowl.
Sure.
So, and was already on a team that had lost in the Super Bowl. So, like, without him, they lost the Super Bowl. With him, they won it. Like, all right, so you're slightly.
It wasn't a huge jump up.
Right,
Yeah,
so
I still think there's an argument that Jared Goff is at least on par with Matt Stafford, at least now.
I mean, Goff is on that ESPN top 10 quarterback list. He was on there.
Yeah.
Which I think is ridiculous. But yeah, I'm not
especially saying, like, without Brock Purdy on that list, without Jalen Hurts on that list. Like, even forget, like, our, Jalen Hurts bias. Like, dude, Brock Purdy, what the hell does he got to do to get on the list? Now, and I'm the captain of the Brock Purdy isn't special train. Like, I was basically yelling that throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, he's not. Anthony McNabb would love to play with all these weapons that Hurts had, but McNabb never got that chance. No, McNabb had James Trash and Todd Stinkston.
And there's one time he got a decent wide receiver. Well, I don't want to get into that. The whole T.O. thing, and if he just had T.O.'s back.
He couldn't handle the fact that somebody else was getting the spotlight. So he had to sabotage that one. But anyway, I don't know how we got talking to Matthew Stafford. He's my
because we started asking, where's
Brett Favre?
Yeah.
He's my new Brett Favre of like
Matt Stafford's that level for you?
Quarterback that I just cannot stand.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't think Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. I think he's maybe a slightly above average quarterback.
And it's funny, you feel the way about Matt Stafford the way I feel about Lamar Jackson.
Okay. Well, listen, let's not be disrespectful. Lamar Jackson.
Okay, as far as being an elite thrower, is Lamar Jackson an elite thrower? From the pocket as a
Okay. I think there are maybe a handful of guys that could be called elite throwers.
Sure.
Like 5 max. And I'm not putting Lamar Jackson in. I think I like him throwing a little bit more than maybe the average person does. I just like the zip that he kind of has on it. He's not as accurate, but you have to take in his entire game. His threat. I mean, listen, Michael Vick was very similar. The fact that he had the run game, he had the threat, but Vick, I will say, is a lot more accurate than Lamar Jackson.
Now, I'll also say, I guess to kind of critique myself, I tend to, because I hear the overreaction to the running quarterback, and I hear how crazy everybody gets over that, I tend to go more the other way.
Sure.
And
maybe that's what I do with Matthew Stafford. Is everybody praising this guy for what did he do? He took a Super Bowl talented team and
just pushed them over the top. And look, good on him. Like, that's great.
Exactly. But that doesn't make you a Hall of Famer.
No, I agree with that.
Doesn't.
No, and look, and I like Matt Stafford.
If he took,
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
If he took Detroit and won a Super Bowl, then you know what?
Look, if he took Detroit and won a Super Bowl, I mean, that would have been special because Carson Wentz for the Chiefs, that doesn't register with me.
No
He's a backup quarterback. Great. I'll get to watch him some in preseason and laugh at him. But
yeah, I guess who cares? Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Listen, guys. I think we're gonna call it. Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
look, I mean, we actually went further than I thought we were going to go tonight.
All right. I know. Yeah. It'll be fun to kind of finally get a game. So we got
Yes.
one more show before we actually have Eagles football to actually talk about.
We only have one more show before we'll be actually discussing a football game for our Eagles.
So speaking of EOP, every single game we will have I believe we're gonna have a pre, a half, and a post game. Definitely a half and a post game for sure.
Sure.
Of every single game, preseason included. So please make sure that if you guys are not following EOP, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, on X, Twitch, wherever you get your shows, please make sure that you're following. Put on automatic notifications if they got them, and please make sure that you're following us for those shows because they are going to be. I mean, you got not only Mr. Crackbot Dibes, you have Shane Half. You have his partner from the Shane Page, Johnny Page, who's going to be joining us. Myself, I'll be on there on occasion. Party on Broad, Rob Lange as well. So I think there's about 5 of us that are going to be intertwined throughout the season, depending on who's available and whatnot. Obviously, I'll be at most of the games, so
yeah,
maybe I'll be reporting live from tailgate, but. Still, please make sure you're checking that out. It'll be absolutely awesome. So, all right. Well, that's it for us. What do you got going on the rest of the week, Eric? Anything?
No, not really much of anything.
Okay. Do you have anything going on Wednesday?
Oh yeah, the Turning Heel podcast. You know what? It's funny because when you and I we talk about it all the time, how this show kind of started. The genesis of it was us just hanging out, talking and talking sports and talking Eagles. And I could just see a regular conversation. You just say to me, "Oh, Eric, what you got going on this week?" And I just nothing really going on.
God help us.
And but yeah, Turning Heel podcast. Wednesday, 8:00.
Exclusively on Philly Sports Alliance. So check that out. Later tonight, Party on Broad. I myself, Dives, Rob. We have a special guest, Anthony DeBona, PFN. Please make sure that you check that out. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking training camp more in detail. So that's 9:00 tonight on Edge of Philly Sports. Tomorrow, Birds of the Round Table. I think we're all 4 of us are back, which I don't think we've had a full show of all 4 of us in probably a month, maybe more. It's been a little while, so vacations.
Vacation time,
Yeah, it happens. So there's that. So check that out, and then of course. There's probably about 30 shows a week minimum on Edge of Philly Sports. So if you have a sport or if you like a certain person, there's plenty of shows for you. So please give it a shot. Follow, share, sharing. That is so huge for us. Get us in front of your friends, family, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or even just texting, hey, you ever checked out this this show or this channel on YouTube? Text it to your buddy, a link, whatever. All that means the world to us. So we really do appreciate that. So thank you, everybody. We will see you guys next week. I guess that's it. So for the football smack talk. Oh wait, Eric, you got anything to add before we get out of here?
No.
All right, cool. Phew, almost forgot. So for the Football Smack Talk show, I'm Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 38 days to go.
Ooh, 38.
Oh, we're getting close.
We are getting close. I'm trying to think if there's a number 38. Was Considine 38?
No, I don't think so. I thought he was 37.
I think he's 37. Who's 38?
Yeah.
Villa? He was 39.
Toupee.
What?
Wasn't Thomas Toupee?
Thomas, I don't wear a toupee.
Yeah. I think he was 38.
Was he?
Uncle Nick's favorite player. That was another one of his. He couldn't stand that guy. He has weird hates. Thomas Toupee is one of those.
Thomas Toupee sounds like a guy that shouldn't be liked by anybody.
Yeah. Of course, the other one that makes a ton of sense is the JJ Arcega-Whiteside. He just I've never seen anybody aside me react more visceral to a player's name than my Uncle Nick to JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Well, all right, let's say, who do we got? We got Michael Jackat, Orlando Scandrick, Kenyon Barner, Aaron Grimes, EJ Biggers, Keelan Johnson, Joe Rick Calvin, Cecil Martin. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Dexter McNabb, not to be confused with Donovan.
No.
Charles Demery, Russell Gary, Rich Miano, Gyro Penarenda, Mickey Fitzgerald, Steve Atkins, Larry Barnes, Bill Olds, George Amundsen, Tony Baker, Sam Baker, not related, Rob Good, John Husvar, Jake Schulz, and Bill Fiedler. Those are all the 38s in Eagles history, as of 2020. So,
oh wow, okay,
there you go. I probably should find an updated list.
Yeah,
but I mean, I use those for my jersey list. So,
oh sure, no, I get it. I understand why you're doing that. Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Well, that's it for us. We'll see you guys next week. Check us out the rest of the week for all of our other shows and all, of course, the other shows on the Edge of Philly Sports. Like, follow, share, comment. That's the best part. So thank you to everybody who did comment tonight. We do appreciate it. Except for that guy about the Detroit Lions things. F off, dude. We don't like that.
I mean, just giving information.
Nope. I mean, literally, there's eagles in the corner, and it's green, and it's obviously we're an Eagles show. Get the program. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
Go Birds.